Is it recording?
Yeah.
Hello everybody and welcome back to Subcultures 101, hosted by yours truly. I hope this isn't your 100th video learning about subcultures in today's society, but if it is, we are going to try to make it a little bit more interesting for you, so carry on watching. Cultures. We all live in them and we all know what they are. But did you know that there are cultures within cultures? Those are called subcultures. Most of us are a part of them, some of us may not. Oftentimes they have their own language and that is called jargon. Now, if you're not a part of one, the next thing that I'm going to say isn't going to make sense. But if I could put a millennial definition on the word subculture, it would be obsessing over things that make us really, really happy. Crying.
I have to sit down, I'm so overwhelmed.
No, don't sit down. Screaming.
Oh my gosh!
Feeling all the feels.
Oh my heavens! He is gorgeous!
It's what we do. So sports fandoms. Yep, they're real. And that's where my friend comes into play. Unfortunately, we couldn't get Luke Kuechly in this video. He has some Super Bowl to attend, so I guess Tori's gonna have to do.
Here we go. I'm better than Luke Kuechly. Sports. They're something we've all been a part of or been around as Americans. They're breeding grounds for conversation, which brings us to the sociological perspective of intellectualism. Sports fandoms breed some colorful fans and some colorful interactions between those fans. How lovely. These interactions breed either friendships or enemies. Take the NFL, for example. Some of the country's most diehard fans think about the rivalry between the Bears and the Packers. Either you're wearing a cheese head or you're wearing a cheese grater. All you have to do is pick a side, and if you don't, let's just say you're breaking all the rules.
Speaking of rules, there are a million rules in the NFL and in sports in general. And while we all might not agree with the pansy pants Tom Brady rule, we unfortunately have to follow them. Which brings us to the next sociological perspective of functionalism. Occupying the top is the league offices, which makes all of the rules. Then you have team owners, then managers, coaches, players, equipment staff, doctors, and then there's us, the fans, at the very bottom.
And trust me, fans have rules. And superstitions, which makes some fans treat their teams like a religion. Praying, worshiping, creating shrines, or game day traditions like tailgating or attending their Sunday games. It's like a cult, and you don't dare disobey that cult.
Which brings us to the third and final sociological perspective, conflict. And boy, is there a lot of it. Conflict also has to do with mate selection. You really want to marry into a family that supports the rival team? Good one.
I'm not single, it's fine.
No, seriously, my mother would kill me. My family is a die-hard Steeler family, and I know it's ironic I'm wearing a Carolina Panthers jersey, but I cannot go near anyone who is a Ravens fan. Yes, it is that serious. But people do what they want, and that's why there is conflict. I need your help.
Okay, well let's go, because it's almost my bedtime.
I know it's almost your bedtime. So for my sociology project, I'm talking about fandoms, right? So I just need to know what or how important are the Steelers to you, since you are a diehard Steelers fan?
I never really thought about it, Corinne, but, you know, growing up in a really, you know, it wasn't a affluent kind of place like it is here. People work really hard. We didn't make, you know, nobody made a whole lot of money. You really, attached yourself to that team and their successes because you kind of, I don't know how you want to say it, you kind of rode their coattails, you know, because they were doing well. I don't know how to explain it. First of all, let me just say, okay, let's go back. I was born into a Steeler family,
Yes.
right? Okay. As you guys were.
Yes.
Okay, so it's like tradition.
Okay.
You know what okay, so
No.
Grandma and Papa are Steeler fans.
Yeah.
My grandmother, a Steeler fan. So I don't really know any other different or any other team. And my whole area at home is just Steeler. There's no other team. There's no other, there's pirate, it's all there is. It's just that. The Pittsburgh Steelers are a blue-collar team. They're hard working, just like the whole area around them. Okay? Do you understand what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
So people, including Grandma and Pap and everybody in the circle, can relate to them.
Okay.
Because they were never the highest paid. They were like really scrappy, hard playing guys that really could care less what anybody thought of them. And so everybody, any fan around them, really related to what they were like and what they stood for. And they really kind of drew in all their fans. So that's why people are really, they get, that's how it started. And then once they started, getting all successful and everything, you're just like, oh my gosh. So.
Yeah.
That's why, you just, they're like family. It just gets to be like a family.
Because I never thought about it from the point of what a fandom means to somebody is that they can relate to them as like, for in your case, the Steelers, they're a hardworking team and it resembles the area that they come from is a hard working area with, people working full-time jobs or double jobs and then have a full family at home. And I never thought about that.
They related to the team, and they were all drawn into that team. And then once everybody, and they started doing really well, and it just kind of escalated. That's why you see Steeler fans are everywhere. Any stadium you go to, there'll be a huge following of Steeler fans. They just can relate to that team. Did I even answer your question?
Well, I kind of just wanted to ask you because even though you're not a fan of me being in a fandom, you are also in a fandom,
I am in a fan, yes.
Yeah, you
I
are.
am not, I don't think as an aggressive fan as you are.
What do you think a fandom is? And what would you? Because I give like a millennial definition, right?
Which was what?
That we obsess over things that make us really, really happy. Even though that's not like the true definition. That if I had to put a millennial definition on it, that's what I would say, right? So coming from someone who is not a millennial, how would you describe fandoms?
I'm a baby boomer.
Okay.
See, again, I think fandom, like with Woodstock and everything, it was a cause and a purpose and something you related to.
Okay.
Like Woodstock, everybody was like, the songs were, all about peace and love and and that's what people were drawn to. This is, oh yes, this is what we believe in, and it was, I think, in my opinion, it was a purpose and a cause, and you related to what was going on and what they, what the message they were.
Compared to what fandoms are today.
Yeah, yours is just for like instant, like gratification.
Well,
I could be wrong.
No, it's a great. Definitely a different perspective on it. I gave a millennial definition just because from what I've experienced being in a fandom, it's very much the screaming and the crying and the throwing yourself up on stage and the how close can I get to them and stalking them and knowing every piece of information that you can about them. And apparently it's not socially acceptable, but that's what I think. Apparently that's what I think a fandom is, just because that's what I think us millennials have turned it into. And the importance of social media and just like literally media driven factories.
We didn't have all of that constant pushing and pushing of all these people. Right? There just wasn't all that back then. You know, we didn't have all these TVs, and they didn't go on all these tours and concert after concert after concert, and you know, all of that you guys have.
Yeah. Thanks, Mom. I really appreciate it.
Sure, anytime.
Anyway, we hope you enjoyed our video on Subcultures 101 about sport fandoms.
We covered the 3 sociological perspectives of functionalism, interactionalism, and conflict. Oh wait, you know, and the 2 agents.
Oh yeah, and our 2 agents that we covered was family and marriage, and we hope you enjoyed the video, so give it a thumbs up. And you'll never see us again unless you turn around because we sit in the back of the class.
Yeah.
So have a great day, bye! This is gonna be a weird video. It's literally gonna be me getting close to the camera trying to figure out if it's dirty or not.
Oh, there's caps on these. Well, that's lovely.